Hello, guys. Welcome back to the MD Investor channel where we talk about personal finance, setting goals, achieving goals. New year, new video. Wayne Abraham, your personal finance guide. First video of the year. We're going to title this Financial Resolutions for 2020. But before we get into the personal finance topic and resolutions for 2020, let's look back at 2019. Like most people, you did some good stuff financially, and there's some stuff you were kind of left undid, right? Or undone, as you want to term it. You might have saved, you might have invested, you might have opened a brokerage account, you might have paid down some debt, but there's probably some things that you wish you would have done better. Some things probably you wish you did and didn't get a chance to do it at all. But we got a new year, a new opportunity. Financial resolutions for 2020. Got a couple of things written down here. There's many financial resolutions one could have. I mean, a lot of things you could have. You know, I resolve to save more. I resolve to invest. I resolve to have passive income of $1,000 a month. There's a lot of things we can have. But, you have all that fire. You have all that motivation. And sometimes you want to run and start to, get to Z before we get to A. But we cannot do that. We have to go step by step in an organized fashion. First thing, though, we're going to get to is attacking the high interest credit card debt. I know we've had videos on it before, but we cannot avoid it. We cannot avoid it. It's a mathematical priority. It's a mathematical priority. So the first thing you have to do, guys, those high interest credit cards. You know them. Those accounts that you pay every month. It never seems to move. Every month the numbers never change. Because basically, we talked about it before, this is compound interest working against you. This is the other side of compound interest. We talk about compound interest, or you said the money grows, and all of a sudden it's a running snowball. This is the other side of compound interest, right? I think it was Albert Einstein who said, those who understand compound interest will make it, and those who don't will pay it. We have a certain lack of understanding, and we're paying it. So we got to hit the high interest credit card, okay? I just did this today. I went online, I would look at my accounts, American Express, it was 25% interest plus prime rate. The prime rate now is 4.75%. So 25 plus 4.75, 29.75%. I looked at my two Citibank cards, Citibank, AT&T, 21.73% interest rate. Citibank, AA Adventure, or American Airline Adventure, 19.24%, and Bank of America, 15.49%. You have to find out, what interest are you paying? This is not a curiosity. This is a necessity. You have to find out, what interest am I paying? Still early in January, this is the time to do it, right? This is the time to do it. And you might ask, why? Why do I need to find out the numbers? Why does it matter? I can just start paying. We talk about on other videos about paying off debt. There's two strategies. One was the debt snowball, where you line up your debt, smallest to largest, regardless of the interest rate, and then start paying them down. That's what Dave Ramsey talked about. You pay off as much as you can to the first one, the lowest one, smallest one, and then you put minimum payments on everything else. When that one is done, you put the money that you were putting into the smallest one, you move it to the second one, and and so on and so on. That's what Dave Ramsey promotes, and he said it's motivational, because after you see the first one knocked down, you said, oh wow, this is working, let's keep going. But the other way of doing it is called the debt avalanche. When you avalanche of snow, you have all the snow that's collapsed on you. So what this one is, you line up your debts. Now we're just on my credit card, because it is the highest interest. Highest interest first. So for me, it would be my American Express, 29.75%. regardless of the amount, and hit that first with everything you have. maintain everything else, the minimum payment and everything else. After that's done, move on to the next highest interest rate, right? In my example, it would be 21.73%, the AT&T Citibank. And then the 19.24%, and then finally the 15.49%. We have to do this. This is not exciting. That's the first thing I'm gonna say to you. It's not exciting, to giving all your money to all this. Because you know what it is? When you're paying off credit card debt, essentially you're living in the past. All this money that we're gonna pay right now is stuff I spent money on probably years ago. I mean, 2018, 2017 probably. And it's not forward looking in a certain sense. But in a certain sense, it is. Okay? So even though it's not exciting, it's not seeing your account grow, you're not buying more stocks, but essentially, it is forward looking, because essentially what you're doing by knocking off the 25, 29, 21%, 15, 18, whatever the high percentage is, you're essentially getting that return on your investments. Because if you were just doing the maintain or the minimum balance, essentially, you'd be giving the 25% to the credit card companies. But now by knocking it down and paying it down as soon as you can, you're essentially keeping that return, that high return for yourself. The sooner you get this down, then you can move on. You might say, well, I'm motivated now. I want to start investing now. We said it's a mathematical formula. If you are investing in, say, an index fund and you're getting 8, 9, 10% return, which is on average what the stock market has returned over probably the last century. You're getting back 10%, but you're giving up 29.75%. Right? 1 step forward and 3 steps back. So it might make you feel good that now I have 10 shares of Apple, I have 15 shares of AT&T. Now, the numbers don't lie. You're losing. In that example, you'll be losing about 15%. You're losing about 20%. You're making 10%, but you're giving away 30%. So I'm saying we got to do them in order. We got to do them in order. I know this is not exciting, but this has to be done. All these other videos we're talking about investments will not matter if you have no money to invest. What are you going to invest? You're giving all your money away to credit card companies at a very high interest. Think about it. If you owe $1,000 to one of these credit card companies and you're paying 30%, that $1,000 is going to cost you $300. So instead of paying them $1,000, you're going to pay them $1,300. That $300 is going to be invested. If you owe them $10,000 at 30% interest rate, you're going to be paying them $3,000 in interest. So instead of paying them $10,000, you're going to pay them $13,000. What could you have done with that $3,000? You could buy a lot of stocks. You could buy a lot of stocks with a lot of dividend growth stocks with $3,000. But you can't do it yet. Later on, you'll be able to do it. So I'm saying we got to go in order. Okay, so like I said, there's a lot of financial resolutions we could talk about in 2020, but a lot of them does not matter if you're giving all your money away. The second resolution I'm going to say is contributing to your employer-sponsored plan, whether it's a 401k, 403b, whatever they have, 457. And the reason why I say that is if your company provides a match, a lot of them companies will match you up to 2%, up to 3%, up to 4%. If you're not investing in that, essentially that's free money that you're not getting. You'll never be able to get it back, right? If you didn't contribute in 2019 up to the amount to get the match in 2019, that 2019 is over. Now you're at 2020. So you have to invest up to the amount to at least get the match. After you've reached that point where you get the match, say 3%, whatever, 4%, then your money will probably be better spent knocking down your credit card debt. Those are probably the two financial resolutions I would say would have the biggest payoff. Get rid of your debt and contributing up to the company match. Those two alone will get you on your way. After you've got them taken care of, then we can move on to other stuff. Okay? MD Investor here again, guys. Talking about personal finance, setting goals, achieving goals, and breaking the cycle of generational poverty. We are going to go in order. We're going to be systematic, and we're going to be doing up in 2020. One last thing I'm going to mention. This is a bonus one. Keeping a financial journal. You want to keep a financial journal, one, to be organized, right? And to track your progress. We're in January now, but keep your financial journal. Put how much debt you have, all your debt, your credit cards, your student loans, all of that stuff. Organize it, and then imagine the motivation you're going to see when you say, okay, I had $10,000 credit card debt. Now I only have $8,000, and now I have $5,000. Now I have $4,000. Now I'm credit card debt free. You're going to be motivated. Okay, so just a quick video, guys, about resolutions for 2020 that's going to really get us on the right track. So number one, pay off the high interest credit card debt. Number two, contribute to up to the amount where we get the employer match, because that's free money we don't want to ignore. And number three, be deliberate, be organized, and keep a financial journal to track your progress and to keep yourself motivated. If there's people out there, guys, you think will benefit from the information, definitely send them the information. Don't forget, guys, to subscribe on YouTube with MD Investor. Definitely hit the subscription button. Also, you'll be notified when new content comes out. And if there's people out there you think could benefit, let them know. MD Investor on YouTube and MD Investor 1 on Instagram. And we'll see you on the next video. Continue to command your money to grow.